Cultural Spotlight, presented by the Marion County Public Health Department.
We've brought you along on several stories here in recent weeks that highlight the challenges facing Black communities in central Indiana. Our own Wish TV contributor, Emil Ekiyor, has been a part of every discussion, returns once again to lay out his plan to capitalize on opportunities and address vulnerabilities in this community. We welcome in now Emil Ekiyor. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, your approach can be summed up in the mission of the Central Indiana Impact Network. What is the Central Indiana Impact Network?
We have a huge opportunity as a community today to align organizations, corporations, policymakers around common goals. So in the past, we've talked about our talent needs, right? But we haven't set bold goals around, here's where we want to be in 5 years, and here's how we're going to get there, and here's how we're going to measure wins along the way. So no one organization is going to solve a problem. There's just not enough dollars for one organization. But as a collective, we can come together and set bold goals around what we want to do around talent, for example. Where do we want to be? How do we get there? And all of the organizations that are working together to do that. It removes the competitive environment in problem solving. Right? We need a collaborative environment, but we need organizations working together and the leadership to make that happen.
Okay. You mentioned the word goals there. What are some examples of some concrete goals for this initiative?
So, give you an example. There's a lot of energy around supply diversity here in Central Indiana. Some really good work that's been done. But what are our goals in supply diversity? Where do we want to be in 5 years? Right? What are our goals around getting businesses certified? What are our goals around businesses that are going to bid for contracts and win contracts? What are our goals around capital? How much capital do we want infused into this ecosystem to allow this to happen? If we don't have those goals, then what we say in sports is we're drawing plays in the sand.
Okay.
You know, we're hoping for wins and we're not being deliberate about going to win.
So how do we reach those goals?
So last week we talked about leadership, right? And we've always had great leadership in Central Indiana. We have a true desire to come together as a community. But now is the next step, the next level of that leadership. We need to come together and sit in rooms to say, okay, we're all working towards the same things. We want to solve these problems, but we need to do this together.
Okay.
Right? We need to set goals together and work together and measure these goals to see are we winning. But it takes leadership in organizations to say, you know what, we have our own organizational goals, but we need collective goals.
Okay, very good conversation. You and I, as I said off top here, we have been having these conversations and continuing them is certainly a pleasure. Looking forward to talking more with you about what we discuss next week. That is Wish TV contributor Emil Ekiyor. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.